So, Galaxy, what's it called?
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
So yeah, Galaxy S22 Ultra. Never really thought I'd see the day where I'd be enjoying using a bar phone again. If you watch my channel any at all, you'll know that I have pretty much gone all foldable for the most part. My daily devices are the Duo, the Z Fold 3, maybe the Razer, the Galaxy Fold 1, and I'm really into this whole foldable phone thing. But the Galaxy S22 Ultra caught my eyes, not because of, it's the next big thing from Samsung, but because it's the next big thing with an S Pen. Once I got the Note, that was it. I was all about the S Pen and the styluses. But when the foldables came out, that was a whole new aesthetic, and I just really wanted to get into this new tech. And now the foldables got the S Pen, but it wasn't the experience I was looking for. So I decided to try out the S22 Ultra, which is, for all intent and purpose, the next version of the Galaxy Note. And man, let me tell you, this is a hell of a device. Okay, first let's talk about the shape of this device. Like I'm sure you've heard, it's very similar to Notes of the past. It doesn't quite fit in with how the S line of Samsung devices look. This has more squared corners. The camera lens at the back doesn't have the square camera hump. Instead, they just chose to put the lenses themselves at the back of the device. Looks quite neat, if you ask me. The curved display, it looks much, or very much so, like the past Note as opposed to the current or the other S lines. You have your power on the side, your volume, S Pen at the bottom, that is a key feature. Your USB-C, your SIM card tray, no expandable storage on this, which is a shame. And your camera and antennas throughout the side. A quick note on the camera lens, the way they have it placed here. I really thought this would set off my tryptophobia. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much the fear of holes or indentations where to your brain or so they shouldn't be. Sometimes I get pretty bad. I have complete panic attacks when I see certain shapes on top of other shapes, but this phone didn't do that to me, so I'm very happy about that. Now, I'm pretty sure if these lenses were flat or even recessed a bit, I wouldn't even be able to look at this phone, much less touch the phone and use it as I do. So good on Samsung for that. I don't know if they took that into account when deciding on this design, but I'm happy that they did do it the way they did. The screen itself is a massive screen, I think 6.7 inches, something like that. The exact specs escape me, but it's a wonderful screen, beautifully large. The punch hole camera up top, they chose to go with that as opposed to the on-the-screen camera like they did with the Z Fold 3. That on-the-screen isn't as good as the punch hole. Okay, no, there's a lens on top, and it doesn't completely clear away the pixels when you try to take a picture with it. With this, the lens is all always there, and it takes pretty good selfies. To me, it doesn't take away from the screen much at all. You pretty much forget that it's there. So I'm not upset that they chose what is considered older technology for the front-facing camera as opposed to the new stuff they put on the Z Fold 3. Now, the main reason this phone is such a standout device compared to other S-line devices is this right here. The inclusion of an S Pen. Now you see how the little menu came out. I'm not about to do all that right now. This was the unique offering that the Note line of Samsung devices had, which made them really stand out from the crowd. Now, for all intent and purpose, Samsung has killed off the Note line. But now the Ultra line, or at least of the S devices, takes over the place of the Notes. Because this is, you can really call it an Ultra, definitely a Note device. All of the little features that were on the Note, see how you just pull up a quick note here, are available on this device. And if someone didn't tell you this was an S22 Ultra, you'd ask, well, you would ask if this is the new Note. You're able to, let's get rid of this. The feature that I missed the most from the Notes, the screen on right. Just being able to pull out the phone and take a quick note, have it saved to your Samsung Notes and put the S Pen back. There's nothing better than that if you're someone who likes to write things down. As far as durability is concerned, you have no worry when it comes to the S22 Ultra. The display is Gorilla Glass Victus. It's IP68 water and dust resistant. So on a day like today, it was just kind of raining pretty hard. The phone would have no issue being completely functional in the downpour. The frame itself is armor aluminum, so it's metal all around, which should allow for some decent drop protection if you are crazy like me and don't put this guy in a case. Now, for security purposes, the device has face unlock, which works pretty well. It also has fingerprint. Well, the device saw my face first. Let's just put it down there a bit further. It also has the fingerprint right here. Works great. And I do like the way, at least with this background, the fingerprint is kind of hidden. You can't really see it there. So it's almost like there's no print at all. But lo and behold, you put down your thumb and you're in. So you have your methods to use the device. Now, is it as robust as Notes that came before it? No. Those had eye recognition and voice recognition, all kinds of things. This only has the two. I guess in this day and age, 2 is what the people are happy with. I guess less is more, and that really seems to be the trend a lot of these companies are going for. Now, software-wise, the phone chugs along. Well, I won't say chug, but software-wise, the phone is no slouch. The One UI 4 being powered by the next-gen Snapdragon 8 really does show its power with this device. I haven't done a world of things with it, but what I have done, there seems to be no issue whatsoever. There's no slowdown at all. You're still able to do your split screen without any issue at all. Yes, you aren't running 3 apps at once like on the Fold phone, but the screen is large enough to very easily allow you to view too without any problem at all. It's actually pretty good. If that isn't enough, the device can also sync to DeX. As you know, DeX is Samsung's the desktop mode for their tablets and their mobile phones, and it gives you a quasi PC / Chromebook interface when you connect it to a external monitor and keyboard and mouse if you have one around. It makes the device much more flexible when it comes to productivity, because you aren't solely dependent on what Android has to offer on the device itself. You are able to get a much more thorough workflow going in the DeX mode, simply because you have more space, more windows, and more options at your disposal. Now the S Pen just makes certain things so much easier. It's just a pleasure to being able to scrub through my timeline with the pen, edit what I want, really be able to get in there. I mean, yes, you can do this all with your finger, but having a tool that allows you to really get intricate with the details of what you're editing just makes the experience that much better. So out and about with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Gotta hand it to them, that fingerprint scanner is really quick. So far the phone's been, pretty good. It's not a folding phone like I'm used to, but there is a certain nostalgia that comes back to me holding a bar style phone like this. So for all you video nerds out there, there is a pro mode that I have no idea how to use, but maybe I should, so I can see some of this amazing camera features at work. But give it some time. I'm sure it'll grow on me, and I'll figure some of this out. So this is the front-facing camera of the S22 Ultra. Nice and clear. I like how the image takes up the entire screen. It's a pretty good camera to use for your vid calls, for your vlogs. Can't really be mad at this at all. Looks great. And now we'll take a look at the rear-facing Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York. Looks pretty good. I know this thing is all about the cameras. Let's see how far this thing can zoom in. We're this far. A little closer. A little closer. A little closer still. And still. Pretty good. Look at the birdies. Let's zoom out from the bird. Yeah, that's a great zoom. So during some downtime at work, I decided to play some Stadia on the S22 Ultra, and it doesn't work. I guess it's not optimized for this device yet. It's too new. You can clearly hear it. Pretty nice groove, but nothing appears on the screen. So I hope Google can set out to rectify this, because cloud gaming is my main way of getting to play anything these days, because I'm hardly ever home, and I really do enjoy Stadia. But the Xbox Game Pass worked just fine. Leave it up to Microsoft to make sure that their cloud gaming service is up and running on the newest hardware day one. Now, as for actually watching videos on the S22 Ultra, it's a real treat. The screen is just so clear, vivid. Those blacks are really deep. It is a Super AMOLED screen after all, so you know the viewing angles are just perfect for viewing content, whether you're watching YouTube or Netflix, any of them. This screen will really is one of the most optimal ways to watch. So this device has this device has renewed my interest in bar style phones. Really, like I said, since the Z Fold, or the original Fold, came out, I didn't really care for a yes, so since the Fold came out, I've pretty much been all foldable most, or at least, if not all the time, most of the time. I always carry around two devices, so it was my Note and my Fold. Then when the V60 came out, again, writing utensil and headphone jack, that was probably the best bar style phone I have ever used to this day, until this one came out. Now, I say that because Samsung has done something very unique with this device. They have really found a way to put all of the features that one would want from a high-end phone into a very, very reliable package. I think that might be coming from my use of the Duo, simply because Duo has its issues with the software, and you must get used to it to properly utilize that device. With this, everything just works. Yes, it doesn't fold, so there are certain things that, again, don't flow as easily for me, because used to having two screens, or at least a very wide screen to do my work on, and this doesn't offer that. It's more of a narrow screen, as large as it is, but it works so well. You kind of fall back into old habits, and by old habits I mean the habits I used to follow, or the techniques that I used to use when I used my Note 8. That was the last bar phone. Well, the V60 was my last bar phone, but the Note 8 was my last Samsung bar phone. And this borrows a lot from that, and just makes it so much better in this new day and age of mobile tech. It really is something. There's a feeling of familiarity when I use this phone. It's not the Note 8, but it's so much like the Note 8 that I can't help but feel comforted as I use this device. It's not my Z Fold 3, it's not my Duo. It's old and new at the same time. And that feeling of nostalgia and futurism really works for this device, at least for me. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd be glad to pull out a non-foldable mobile device and use it so extensively without issue. I cannot say I overly miss my Z Fold 3 when I have this device because it does most of what my Z Fold 3 did and then some. And it just fits so well into what I do with my mobile phones. With that said, getting reacquainted with the Note again for the first time, thanks to the S22 Ultra, this is what I'm into.